Powerlifting versus bodybuilding. Two of the most popular strength sports, and today we're going to talk about them, break them down, discuss some common myths, and discuss which one is best for you. Are all powerlifters fat? Are bodybuilders even strong? Let's find out now. Before we hop into the nitty-gritty, we've got to talk about what is powerlifting and what is bodybuilding. Powerlifting is a strength sport focused on the three main lifts: the squat, the bench, and the deadlift. And the goal is to lift the most possible weight with 3 given attempts at a competition. A powerlifter's training style is usually low reps with higher intensities, big compound lifts with some accessory movements mixed in there, but few and far between, usually about 3 per session. You work out about 4 days a week. And a powerlifter's physique is usually a bit dense looking, not always the leanest, but very, very strong. That has nothing to do with physique, I know, but, a little caveat there. Now, time to talk about what is bodybuilding. Bodybuilding is a physique-focused sport where the goal is muscle size, symmetry, and conditioning. So how lean you are, how your muscle fibers look. Training style is usually higher reps, way more volume in isolation muscle groups than powerlifting. Usually some shorter rest times, usually more isolated days, as in powerlifters will go and barbell back squat and then have lat pull downs and then have chest press during a day and then have a bench press variation. Bodybuilders will most likely just have chest day, back day, leg day, that sort of vibe. And physique is lean, aesthetic, but their strength varies a little bit. There are some bodybuilders out there that are not very strong, period. Now let's move into the bigger key differences of powerlifters versus bodybuilders. Powerlifting is strength focused. The only thing that matters is how strong you are. Yes, there are weight classes, so you do have to fit within a certain standard on the scale, but it only matters your strength. It doesn't matter what you look like, anything. Bodybuilding is kind of the opposite. It only matters what you look like. It does not matter how much you lift in the gym. No one cares about your 1 rep max on a bodybuilding stage. All they care about is how you look. Bodybuilding does have different styles. In the female world, you have bikini, wellness, to name a few. In the men's world, you have classic, you have open, to name a few. So there are different varieties of bodybuilding, as opposed to powerlifting is just powerlifting. There is raw and equipped, which uses some sort of different equipment and things you wear. But for the most part, it's all the same sport, and same with bodybuilding. There are different genres basically, but it's all basically the same. Powerlifting training is usually heavier with lower reps. So anything above 7 reps is not very popular in our main compound movements as a powerlifter. As a bodybuilder, I wouldn't see a world where most are doing anything below 8 reps. You just don't get that in the hypertrophy world. It is more focused on higher reps, lighter weights, and it's the opposite with powerlifting. Powerlifting focuses on the compound lift, so the squat, the bench, the deadlift, and bodybuilding is more isolation focused. So focusing on pecs one day, biceps one day, triceps one day. So yes, powerlifters still hit accessory movements, so still hit chest press and leg press and all of these things, but it is still the main focus is the compound lifts. As in bodybuilding, most bodybuilders don't barbell back squat, don't deadlift, don't bench press, just because in the isolation world, they're not the best isolation movements. Let's move into some myths and some misconceptions about bodybuilding and about powerlifting. Number 1 is powerlifters are fat and don't care about physique. This is something that used to be very true. If you look back even probably 10 years ago, you would see more powerlifters that were just fat, bald, white guys. It is now starting to change. Now, many powerlifters are getting more lean, focusing on physique more, looking jacked. You can look at powerlifters like Russell Orhee, 2-time world champion. Taylor Atwood, I believe he is a 2-time world champion as well. And even myself. I am no champion, but I am a state level and regional level powerlifter. And I don't think I am a jar full of mayonnaise. The next myth is that bodybuilders aren't strong. Many are incredibly strong. They just don't max out. They just never have a reason to hit a 1 rep max in certain movements because they're so dangerous. And especially whenever you're in competition prep, it's so easy to get injured. It just doesn't make sense to try to 1 rep max in anything. So the next myth is you have to choose one or the other. This is no longer. Cross-training and hybrid training exist. Many athletes do both. Will compete in a powerlifting competition and then compete in a bodybuilding show. And it happens a lot. And the beautiful thing is this is what we call in the industry power building. So you do your main compounds and then you really, really focus on your accessory movements. So you probably have squat one day, bench one day, deadlift one day. And in those same categories, you would focus immensely on your back, your legs, your shoulders, your chest, and would then create a great physique while maintaining strength. And then as you start to lean out for a show, you would then focus more on the bodybuilding stuff. Or if you were trying to compete at powerlifting, you would drop some accessories and fit into whatever weight class you would rather choose. Now it's time to figure out which one is right for you. The main one and the main decision is, what do you enjoy? Me personally, I do not enjoy dieting. I do not want to have to diet for a very long period of time. I sit in the middle of my weight class, so I do have to diet down into a weight class that is not fit directly for me, but I have to lose like max 10 pounds. And I can chug water the day before and drop 6 pounds that way. I also love being strong. I love showing my strength. I like having a measurable idea. You can step on the scale and then step off, drink a sip of water, step on, and it says a different number. So many factors go into the weight. It's hard to see your physique change day by day. For me, I add 5 pounds onto the bar. I know that it's 5 pounds. I know that I'm getting stronger. I know I'm seeing progress. I know I am progressing in the sport of powerlifting. In bodybuilding, you just don't have those wins as much. You cannot see that happen in real time like a powerlifter can. You should choose powerlifting if you love strength in numbers and you love performance outcomes. You don't mind carrying a bit more size. Most powerlifters compete somewhere around their natural weight, but do go through a extreme bulking phase and extreme cutting phase. Maybe not an extreme cutting phase, but definitely a bulking cycle and a cutting cycle. And same with bodybuilders. They do the same thing. Powerlifters just don't get as lean. Choose powerlifting if you enjoy technical lifting and breaking down technique and breaking PRs. If you love being articulate and dissecting issues and finding the little key that was missing to your squat that's going to allow you to squat 30, 40 more pounds, then powerlifting is for you. And you should choose bodybuilding if you care more about aesthetics than max strength. If you just want to be and be perceived as jacked, I think you can get that with powerlifting, but I believe it's more relatively available for bodybuilding. If you enjoy high volume training and chasing a pump during a powerlifting competition phase, you maybe get a shoulder pump like once a week, maybe. And that's if your accessories aren't dropping for a competition and you're trying to save systemic fatigue. Choose bodybuilding if you love chasing a pump, if you love going to the gym and kind of bro lifting, which is just going in there, lifting some iron, pumping, getting close to failure, and then dipping out. If you don't want to spend that long in the gym, bodybuilders, you can most likely work out 7 days a week. And whenever your body needs rest, take a rest day. Powerlifters do not have that advantage. There is a set structure that you work out just because lifts are so fatiguing and nervous system needs time to recover between heavy lifts. Choose bodybuilding if you're disciplined with diet and physique goals. If you are a food-focused person and you think about food a lot, you love bulking, you enjoy the process of eating food, cooking food, meal prepping, and you don't want to go through an extreme diet phase, bodybuilding probably isn't for you. And you can do both. Remember that this is all up to you. You can choose to train squat, bench, deadlift, and then hit heavy accessory movements, and then decide to do a competition, decide to do a show. It's completely up to you. And if you want to be a powerlifter, this video has inspired you, over on my Instagram, there is a link for one-on-one coaching, I would love to work with you and get you to your first competition. Fill out that link and we will start working together. At the end of the day, it is up to you what you enjoy, what you want to do in your fitness journey. No one's telling you you have to be a powerlifter. No one's telling you you have to be a bodybuilder. It is up to you. I enjoy powerlifting. I want everyone to be a powerlifter because that means more people in the sport. And whenever there's more people in a sport, that sport gets better. I don't like dieting. I like to compete. I feel like in bodybuilding, I don't get that aspect. It's not a direct kind of correlation. I'm standing up there in a bikini, spray tanned, instead of on a platform in a onesie. So both are equally as embarrassing. Choose whichever one you want to do. I hope this video helped you decide which sport you want to go to. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Deuces. All right, that was so much fun. Thank you all so much for watching. There is a video over there that YouTube thinks that you will enjoy, but before you head over there, there's a subscribe button around here somewhere. Make sure you hit that, and I will see you in that video.